Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a minute or two behind here. I realized I had forgotten to plug my computer in, so had to scramble and grab the cord and plug it in. But how is everybody doing this evening? I hope you're all doing well. I know this is later and later. It seems like I do these, but you know what? There's other people that aren't on Eastern Standard Time watching. I want to believe. That's what I tell myself. Anyway, I'm using my smaller camera today too, and I feel like whenever I use this camera, I feel like it always comes in a little dark, and it also feels like there's a slight delay between my voice and the thing here. So like I've just learned my other camera, even though it's just it's the superior one to use, but for next time. So hopefully this is coming through okay, and I am not like super out of sync or anything like that. Just tell me. We'll troubleshoot it as we go. And I'm doing all right. I've been having so I figured I'd just come in, I chit chat, and our drink of choice this evening is Polar, now 100% natural seltzer, calorie free, cranberry lime, non-alcoholic beverage for this evening. Thought I'd give my liver a break for once in a while, every now and then. Didn't have any drinks yesterday either. I was getting a 2-day break, so it's on its weekend right now, but can't guarantee anything after today. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, so this weekend, I feel like I just want to just let you know what I did. My friend Brandon, he came over and actually helped me. He came over Saturday and Sunday and helped me go through like my closet and everything. So I've put on a massive amount of weight recently. As I'm sure many people have. My weight my whole life has ebbed and flowed. I was a heavier set child, and then in high school I lost a bunch of weight, and then I put the weight back on, and then I lost a lot of weight. And when I moved to Florida, I was at like my thinnest and fittest I'd ever been, and then put on weight, and then I lost a bunch of weight. It's a cycle that never ends, and I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life right now. So yeah, and so I know I need to make some changes and things like that, and one of those is I really want to start running again and exercising more, and it just got a little too emotionally weighty for me. I feel like my neighborhood has been on like this kind of gradual decline for a while that was definitely exacerbated once we went into the lockdown of the pandemic, and then so like where I would normally run, it's like not an area I feel comfortable running in anymore, and so I've kind of like lost that space a little bit. So it's kind of about learning how to live in the cracks, right? And figure that sort of stuff out. Because I'm still not at the mode where I'm like, gyms were always gross, and I'm like, I don't think I want to go back to the gym down the street from me anymore. I don't know. It's just like spit. I think about everyone spitting while they're running. So I'm just like, I don't think I can do it. I think this pandemic ruined it for me, at least for a little while. Well, we'll see what the next pandemic brings. But yeah, so anyway, long story short, I basically was like, why do I have so many clothes that currently don't fit me? And it's like, and I am a firm believer. I'm trying to be better about it. I know Craig said something about it earlier when we were doing the show for work, and but it's kind of about that, like I think he was talking about beer when they were saying like, you save these things for special occasions, but today can be a special occasion, and I think about that in terms of like, so many shirts or jackets or things where I was just like, I waited, like, I don't want to wear it just yet. I want to find the right time. I want to find that thing to wear this thing with. And then you know what? I grew out of almost everything I wore. I should probably drink this. One of the bubbles went up my nose, so I apologize. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like I kind of made that mistake with a lot of clothes. So I also get like emotional, sentimental attachments to a lot of things. And it's funny because like having Brandon come around, who's very good at like organizing and helping you be like, yes, no, and like easing you, but also pushing you that little bit where you need to go. I would say, this shirt is from this thing. This shirt is from this thing. I wore this shirt at this thing, and I wore that shirt at that thing. And he was like, I can't believe that you remember where all of you were wearing all of these clothes. And I said, like honestly, that's probably actually part of the attachment. It's like the physical item. For me, it's this like, it's like my superpower. You touch it and you'll be like, not these DVDs, but Richard right here behind me, this plush. Like I'll always remember those nights where he was with me at Halloween Horror Nights in the bag, and like I remember taking the pictures, and like so like that's these sort of things, they hold that memory for me. They give me like a tangible version of it. I compared myself to Bastian in Neverending Story 2 when he would make the wishes and the memories would be like the balls that would come out of the thing, like, and he would lose them. That's how I feel like. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I have this like physicality in my memory, and I'm definitely a hands-on person is what I'm learning the older I get. Though if you let me learn by doing it, I can muscle memory, like remember that a lot better. So yeah, so that's just what I was like, so it's fun. I love that introspective, you know, like going through that and learning that discovery. But we took out like, I don't know how many, like 4 or 5 garbage bags of clothes. So yeah, I still got a lot more to go, and I think he's gonna help me a little bit more. But it does feel very freeing, and at the same time, like now that the process has started, like now that the river is flowing, you kind of really are like, I need to keep the momentum, and it's like I feel like I didn't even get rid of nearly enough stuff, but that's like I feel both good and bad about that. Like I feel good being like, okay, I know there's more stuff, but I have to do it in like phases. I think like there's Power Ranger shirts I can't get rid of because it's like someday, but like for me Power Rangers is that thing where I'm like, okay, I like to manifest and look and be like, that's the goal, you know what I mean? Get Ranger fit or something like that, you know, like, oh, I want to go and I want to feel good when I'm at these Power Ranger conventions, and good is a feeling, not a number, not a weight. You know what I mean? I just want to feel a little better. I don't mind being a big boy. I mean, they're in season right now. I just want to feel a little bit better about where I'm at. That's all. You know, that's it. I just want to feel a little more routine, a little more healthier. You know, so it was good. It was good. I think that was good for me. You know, I don't know if you know, I've been wearing the Roosevelt shirts a lot more lately, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. It's like I hadn't had them before, but now that I have them, it's kind of like they do make me feel. I like how I feel when I have them on. So I know like I'm gonna go back to t-shirts, but I put a t-shirt on the other day and I was like, oh god, I like this. I'm a kid. My style in the North was a layer. I loved a flannel with a t-shirt underneath and a jean and a fun sneaker. That's my jam. That is me through and through. That's my style. That's my fashion. And I feel like I don't have that part of me in Florida because you're relegated to like the least amount of clothes humanly possible that you can wear to survive the humidity. So these make me feel like I get a little bit of that fun layering ability back to me, and they got a little bit of stretch. They're thin material, so it's like right now these are my what I'm calling live-in clothes. I'm living in them. Like I'm going to Texas this weekend to see my friend CJ and to go see Muse. There's which is my favorite band. There's a concert in Texas on Tuesday, so I'm going like Friday, and we're going to do fun stuff over the weekend. And actually, I'm going to try and do, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I am going to video the journey because I had such a good time, and I was thinking about it. I was hesitant to go before, not hesitant to go, but I was like nervous. And it wasn't about the traveling. It's more about like when you visit these new cities and places and you think, what's it going to be like there for a person like me? You know, and that can mean something different for everybody. And different comfort levels. So I thought it would be fun to like kind of just show that journey, like what I did, where I was, how I felt about it, you know, in the moment sort of a thing. So I'm going to do my best to put together like a comprehensive weekend thing, because that's both for travelers out there maybe, but also I was just thinking like it'd be a good scrapbook for me to have that too. Like I'm not very good about it in my personal life. I'm way better about it. Obviously it's work, it's my job, but I just want to get more into that sort of a thing. Like it's a vibe, right? It's like trying to nail the vibe down, because I feel like that's more what it was. Like everybody can show you what it looks like. You know, you could see the pictures on a website, but I think it's important to know what it feels like. And I don't know that everybody's doing that. Nate, is asking if I got the Jared Maruyama black button down. I didn't know that Jared Maruyama did a button down for Roosevelt's. Is it the black and white Steamboat Mickey one? Because I did get that, and I do have the other one that's like the hands. But if there's a Jared Maruyama one, I'm going to need to know about this because I'm going to need to seek that one out. Because Jared Murayama, I have 3 Jared Murayama pieces down there. I have 3 of the happiest hipster in the world. I have one where he's sitting with all the Disneyland tickets. That was from my first trip to Disneyland. I have one where he's sipping the Dole Whip out of the Tiki Room, and I call that like my here one, even though I know it's the California Tiki Room. But then I have one where it's the jumping Mickeys from Tomorrowland behind him as well. But anyway, yeah, Trey, you get it. The layering of the jackets, the shackets. Yeah, shackets are my new, like, that's my, like, okay, it's a light jacket, but it gives me that little, like, barrier. Like, get out of here. Don't look at my folds. So anyway, so I'm trying to document that Austin trip. I'm going to try and document that weight loss journey, you know. It's definitely affecting my mental well-being, I feel like, sometimes, too. Like, you know, I get down on myself, and you want to feel, it's hard not feeling good anywhere and anything, especially in your own skin. So I was like, I've lost my last, like, little respite. So it's about, like, kind of pausing, picking up pieces, cleaning up the room, decluttering. You know what I mean? It's all this little, it's all these physical activities is mental as well. You know, it's like it's like metaphorical for me. So I'm in that journey right now because I'm feeling a little better now that I've done it. I noticed a difference, but it's still a fight in the morning to be like, ugh, these clothes don't fit. I spent $100 at Target this weekend too, buying 4 new pairs of shorts. I got a khaki, a gray, a black, and a green, and they're replacing the jean. Nobody will know the difference because they're the same shorts I've already had, but they went up. I went up in the pant size, which is fine. I'm not embarrassed about it. You know, it's just. I'm on the hunt for clothing lines that are going to make me feel the best version of me. So if anyone does have a good recommendation for shorts, because I feel like I don't have a big butt, I wish, but you know, I feel like I have thick legs, and I've always had thick legs, like muscular legs, and or whatever, baby, I don't care what they are. But I need a short that like kind of hugs my leg a little more. I hate that when you go up in pant size, it feels like you're wearing like balloon pants, like. Or something like that, like hammer pants. Oh, it wasn't a Roosevelt shirt, the Jerry Mariano one. It was a Disney tag. I haven't seen it then. I'm going to have to look this out. So, but yeah, so right now I'm doing like the Target Massimo, or I forget what the branding is of theirs, but I think they have like a little bit of stretch, like a little bit, not like a ton. But yeah, American Eagle jeans are where it's at for me because of the Force Flex, and then Uniqlo like pants they make that are like super thin, super soft. I think they can be a dress pant, they can be an everyday pant, they can be however you choose to style them, but they're just so, they like hug me all the right way, and they're thin, so it's like they're so comfortable. I try to go through because they kind of change the variation of the colors every time, so I have 4 pairs. I have a green pair I've never even worn that I don't even know why I got it at that point because I think it was just like, I love them so much. I have a gray pair, a khaki pair that I wear all the time, but the khaki color I have, it's not really this khaki color anymore. It's like an orange color, and I don't like the new color. And then I have a black pair that I wear, the dress pants. But yeah, let me just scroll through Chubbies. I have, my friend Kurt, I think, wears Chubbies. And I've seen Chubbies. The hard part is about like pulling that trigger for the investment because you're like, where's my waist size in this? How's the return when you're buying from online? But they're the ones where I think I'm going to do it. But the shorts are expensive. But at this point, it's like sink the money into what's going to make you feel like the best version of you. Oh, Trey, they have a physical store in Atlanta. You need to go to that store and then report back to me about how the fit is. But yeah, let me just, Dee's drink of choice this evening is red Moscato. I love a good Moscato. Fern Moscato. Running for town council. That was a weird New Girl reference, sorry. But yeah. Raffi, I hope you're feeling better. You say you're feeling under the weather here. Gyms are disgusting, Katie. 100%, you know this. Yeah, Keith, you are speaking the truth. Keith says, wait, can I show these? Can I like show the comments in this video? I know there's a way, but I don't know how to do that yet. Oh wait. Oh my God, look what we did. if you need to edit or style the text, double-click the overlay. Cool. Anyway, so Keith says, we as people bring our oh no, I've edited it by accident. Sorry. We as people bring our baggage from the past and the anxieties of tomorrow. Sometimes we need to just enjoy the present. You look fabulous, Ryno. Keith, I couldn't agree with you more. I do look fabulous. No, I do think about that a lot. Like I feel like I carry trauma with me too far forward, and then also, you know, I'm always stressed about the future, and that's the thing that kind of more and more I walk my dog. And Artie's 9.5 years old now, and I'm just like, the sad reality is he can't be with me forever, and I feel like so much of his life I've been so down on myself about not being able to give him the house and the yard that I want to give him that I'm just like kind of a sad person around, and I'm like, that's not who I want to be for this dog. I want to love every second he's with me. I want to cherish every moment that we have together, and not get like so hung up on that. So, you know. Anyway, so I appreciate that sentiment. Jared Mariyama shirt, we're definitely looking that up later, 100%. I did get a sweet bomber jacket. I put it downstairs. Dang it. I should have brought it up into the loft to show you. It's in my closet, actually. So, but yeah, I will definitely give the chubby shorts a try for sure. Kenny, I feel like, let me know how they fit. Like, are they true to what you believe your size is? Do I need to be like, if I'm on the middle of a size, am I going to size up? And am I sticking to my size? You know. We should have just had a fashion chat. I really feel like that's what we should have started with. That should be our next like live stream when I'm downstairs. Oh, I've influenced you to buy the shirt. Unintentionally. You'll have to send me a picture on social media or tag me in it or something like that when you get it. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Listen, we are the worst type of therapy group together because we're going to push each other into the things we're like, true to size. Okay, Kenny, that is fantastic to know because I think I'm going to pull the trigger and try and get some. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. So, let's play a little bit of Mario. Oh, wait, before I do that, I'm going to keep talking, obviously, but I feel like I'm a boring person when it's just me droning on. But, what was I going to say? I set up a Twitch channel, and I can't remember. Somebody in the chat left a comment or something on one of the videos, and I wasn't... At first, I was like, no, it's not my thing. I think it works exactly the same as YouTube, but the thing is, over there, like, if you keep gaming, like, they reward you and stuff. And I was like, okay, so, like, should we do it over there? I mean, it's the same thing. So I'm going to give it a try. So I think after this game, and I'll post about it, so don't worry. I won't. I hope I don't want to lose any of you. I'm thinking I'll give Twitch a try and do some of the Super Nintendo stuff over there. But I do love our little chats. We're going to keep doing these live streams in the chats and stuff like that. So, yeah. I don't know. It's cool. It's fun to hang out with everybody. Sometimes, like, I don't know about you all, but, like, I know this is a thing. Do you feel that weight of, like, deciding what show to pick and watch, and then sometimes, like, something pops up and you're like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to do this. Like, I'll just watch this live stream. Like, whenever my friends do live stream, I try to, like, watch, and I'm always like, that was good. I feel like I kind of hung out with them without any work. like, you know, I didn't have to participate. Like, you're the fly on the wall, and it's, like, great. Here's my mogwai. Yeah, actually, I know, Jennifer, you said, you know, for work I used to do live streams and walk through the park, and I was actually thinking about that. Thinking about doing something, maybe like we can do like accountability walks or something like that. Like we could do, maybe I can find some cool areas or neighborhoods or something and like walk through those, and like we could do a chat. Although I feel like that's dangerous for me to do that while I'm trying to like exercise and stuff like that. But I don't know. That would be. I feel like there's something in here. There's something with this like popping in and chatting with everybody. I think it's like it's kind of fun. I don't know. I just like it. You all, the people who come here are usually very nice people. I mean, we all have our bad days too, so I get it when some people are a little, Yeah, Twiddlebug, I just started using a Fitbit to log what I eat and committed myself to 10,000 steps each day, just walking hills and light weights. You got to start somewhere. 100% agree. My mom loves to do a thing, Fitbit challenges. I have my Apple Watch, which I wear religiously. Like the second I wake up till the second I go to sleep, you got to charge it at some time. Like I know they have that thing where you sleep monitor it, but I'm like, when do you charge the watch? But I think she's going to get an Apple Watch now too, but she's still going to use both. I don't know. She's weird. But my stepdad just got one. And so I'm thinking of seeing how we set those up maybe in the watches or doing like that. But she does Fitbit challenges with like her cousin and like all this stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I was like, it's fun, but she's always talking about it. And I was like, I think you got to make like a fun game out of it, right? I don't know. What was I going to say? Okay, so I have ideas for other videos too in the future. So I have now been bitten by the mini Loungefly bag thing, but it's also a game where I'm trying to be like, do not get this cannot be a hobby or a habit. But when they are on sale and on clearance, how do you not get them when they're like $30 and they're normally $85? Like they're good. I think they're good park bags because they kind of almost limit you on how much you can bring. They surprisingly hold a lot, but it does make it feel like, okay, you can only have this space right now. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like that aspect of it. But it's also one of those things, I just love a good design. So I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. And I was at the outlets and I bought a couple. There were some on clearance, and I'm thinking of doing maybe like a raffle or something like that. Like something fun where, I don't want to like, I want to give it away for essentially free, but like if enough people participate, it'll kind of pay for itself. So you know what I mean? Like it's not a thing to be like, I'm going to get rich off of this, but it's kind of like recoup the cost. And then somebody can get something for like super cheap. But it's hard. So I have a coffee site, which is ko-fi. And I was looking into being like, okay, if I change the wording from buy me a drink to, buy a whatever Loungefly, and set it to like $5 or something. I don't know what that. And everybody was like, okay, you can enter it one time, But I guess they said you can't do raffles or giveaways on there. And you can't do giveaways on a Patreon, but you can do it like a contest. So if you like show the picture of the bag and you were like, give me your, like I have a Goofy movie one I was thinking about giving away too. And it's not going to be for everybody, but I was thinking like if you gave me your best line and why from the movie, and then I could like go through and pick a line that way. And then like if it was a Patreon, maybe I could do it there. I'm trying to figure out the least complicated way for everybody to be able to do this, to do these like giveaways. Cause like I would love to do it because where I live and having access to what I do, not everybody has that access. So I like to think about it more as like, not necessarily being a thing to be like a reseller, but somebody who's kind of like making it like fun, but also like, yeah, we got to pay for it a little bit. I can't just be going and buying everybody lightsabers and things like that. But a lightsaber giveaway would be cool too. Or like a contest, And that's where I'm like, that's when I like declutter. I want to be like, okay, I think it would be fun to do that way too, because then like went to somebody who like really wanted it and not somebody that like maybe is going to turn around and sell it for like 1,000 times more than you did, or maybe you are going to do that and that's okay. But I was thinking I'll do a video and show off all the Loungeflies I have, including the large Loungeflies. So they don't make them anymore, but they were the full-size Loungefly backpacks because I realized like I have a couple of those. And once they had the pockets on the side, that's where I was like, boom, we got it. But now they only do like the mini ones and everything. And so I'm like, I've got a bunch of those. So I thought I would do like a fun like backpack. That could be like one of our Friday evening things, like similar to the unboxing, but it would be like, here's my collection of Loungeflies. And then we could all talk about our different addictions to things that are like Loungeflies and things like that. I clearly have one too. Roosevelt's is on its way for me. But the Loungeflies, other stuff. So I want to do that. I want to do a lightsaber collection video. I'll do a little like show off the knickknacks back here one, which I think I could even do that live, so we can still like chat while we do it. That way people can ask me questions like, oh, go back, look at that, talk about that more. Because I got like a really long cable to connect my camera, so I should be able to like hold the camera, go up, look at there, like come back, look at the computer, go back, and do it like bit by bit. And then also I could get some fun organization tips from all of you. You gotta work for it. Yeah, I'm just kidding, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Watching the 4K videos of walking around the parks without commentary on a treadmill seems like a good idea. See, my thing is I'm going to pick a show, and I'm going to call it my treadmill show. And then it's like, so if I want to watch the next episode, I have to be on the treadmill. When I was at UCF, I would put on, like, when I would alternate, like, because I would do, like, I was training for, like, sprint triathlons, which are they sound more impressive than they are, and that's why I was training for it. But it's like you run a 5K, and then you bike, I think it was like 8 miles. It might have been 5 miles. I can't remember. And then it was like swimming a mile. So I'd rotate the three. I wouldn't swim, but I would do like rowing or something in between. And so I would rotate the machines. So like that's a difficult one to watch, like an hour-long show. So I would watch like an episode of Power Rangers, because I was like, well, I'm not going to quit while I'm watching Power Rangers. And that's how I ended up rewatching Mighty Morphin, at least. I got Mighty Morphin, Zeo, and Turbo stalled me out because I was like, I hate Turbo. I think that's the show that almost killed the franchise. But yeah, a tier list of bags, that would be fun. That could be fun. I'm just looking through your comments here. I apologize. I had to stop the chat. My chat stopped moving for a second. But yeah. The problem now with the Loungeflies is like I feel like it's become an outfit accessory. So it's like I don't want to wear an Ewok backpack when I have my Marvel clothes on. Like that's why I have, like a Shang-Chi bag or a Black Panther, my Black Panther Loungefly. Which every time people see it are always like, oh, I thought that was Black Panther. And I'm like, it is Black Panther. Like it's the mouth of the I don't know if it's boss, but I think it might be the other thing. But anyway. Vanessa is contemplating getting a Peloton. Yeah, the investment. So I think my mom got a Peloton treadmill for like Christmas last year or something like that. But I have heard incredible things about Peloton because I've heard that it makes you also feel that like commitment to it. Like you're watching the video, you have that community. Like it comes with a built-in community. And I think that's something really cool. But yeah, it's a dangerous thing to fall into, these things that we love, right? All these fandoms and things like that. And I went and started a fandom website. Also, I want to talk about it. I should have brought the Loungeflies up here to show you. I don't want to tease you. I'll show you. I do have some, though. I will let everybody know I am curating a collection of Loungefly bags to do as some sort of raffles or contests or something like that. Whenever I do a Patreon or figure out any of that sort of stuff, that I think it'd be fun. It's like it's almost like I'm going to turn this into our own version of what was that subscription service with the box that was like Loot Crate. Like our own version of a Loot Crate or something like that, but it'll just be random bags that I'm like, this month you can buy a ticket to win this. I don't know. I thought that'd be fun. And the more people participate, like the bigger and cooler things we could try and do with it. I'm just scrolling through. I know this isn't fun for anybody who rewatches this right now. Welcome everybody who is joining us now. Sneakers. Trey says he's been in a lot of shoes lately. I love a good sneaker, and I love high tops, and I unfortunately have now started to be like, oh, I'm going to the treadmill. There were these white Adidas ones that had wings on them. I wanted them so bad. They didn't have them in my size. They had them in a 13 and an 11, and the 11 was like too small, and the 13 was too big. And I was like, a 12 probably would have been perfect. It's hard because like Adidas is like, every shoe size fits a little bit different for me. So I feel like my like normal shoe size is an 11 and a half. And that's my like go-to. But not every shoe is like It's after 11. They start doing 11, 12, 13 sometimes. It's impossible. Oh, yep, Vanessa. She's into collecting the ears. I was talking to my friend. I was like, I can't do the ears because my head is like, I have a wider head, like a thicker head. So it's they don't work for me. But I do love a good ear design. Yeah, I remember the time I said I was going to play Nintendo on this? I'm going to have to because I wrote it in the stupid description. Beetleborgs. I do remember Beetleborgs, getting into that. Yeah. Yeah, John, I get it. I know it. I know about your bag addiction, and I know that's the hard part where you're like, should you be wearing the Ewok bag at the Magic Kingdom? You're like, yeah, it's all a Disney thing, but you're like, there's no Star Wars here. So I feel weird about wearing a Star Wars bag where there's no Star Wars, right? Like, it's like this weird thing. I don't know. Ooh, Mark, you did a Buffy rewatch on the treadmill? That would be a fun one to rewatch on the treadmill. Because it also has that, like, superhero touch to it. I do love Buffy. I love Shang-Chi. Maureen, I know you said you love Shang-Chi. It was probably my favorite movie. I mean, Wakanda Forever. But that and Shang-Chi were my two favorite of that phase of Marvel movies. And we have to talk about Ant-Man before I start playing this game, too. I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I liked it. Like, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like an earth-shattering ending movie. It wasn't necessarily anything that we hadn't seen before in the MCU, but it was weird and wacky, and all I wanted was what I wanted from the other Ant movies, which was like a fun plot and something to laugh, because they're comedies, sort of. And I felt like it was the Ragnarok of the Ant-Man movies. I don't know. But also, Jonathan Majors killed it as Kang. Like, he's an awesome bad guy. He was so good. Michelle Pfeiffer was awesome. All the acting in the movie I really enjoyed. I like Catherine Newton a lot, too. I liked her before this because she was on Supernatural and Detective Pikachu and Freaky. If you haven't seen Freaky, I loved her in Freaky. That girl, she's good. I think she was great in the movie. And I don't know. I went in thinking, like, I don't know. Sometimes when things are too weird, it's like I feel a little standoffish. And this one was like, there's some weird, questionable things that they do with ants specifically, but I still I kind of loved it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It was for me, it was like, I think it's a movie that maybe I thought the first trailer that came out for it where they used the, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, I think was the song that's in it. I thought that was a better trailer than the other trailers that started to make it try and look like it was super serious, or it was going to be really dark, or that Ant-Man was going to die or something like that. I'm so tired of it constantly being like, oh, this Avengers not going to make it. I want them to make it because I like these Avengers. Like, I want to see more stuff with them. I don't want to get Paul Rudd out of the MCU. Are you freaking kidding me? My goodness. So anyway, I enjoyed it. If you were on the fence about seeing it, I think it's visually like one of those movies, like, I'd be like, go see it in the theater, because it's got a lot of really cool, fun, crazy, weird visuals, and I laughed. Have a drink while you're watching it in the theater. You know what I mean? If you got it. But yeah, sneakerheads in here. Hello. I'm currently wearing right now. Hold on. Can I kick them up? Boop, 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 boop. You can kind of see it. I can't go back. They're like kind of classic Reebok reds. I like them a lot. They make me feel good when I wear them. And I'm not going to lie to you, these are some of the most comfortable high tops I've ever worn. I also I have them in 3 sets. The Puma high tops collection they did, I hope they keep doing that set. I have the red and white ones, the black ones, and then there's ones that were like white with black and like blue that I call like my 90s pair. But those were very, very comfortable. I wore through those, and I ended up buying a second pair of the red and white ones when I saw them at Ross. They were like $40. What a deal. So I'm becoming a sneaker person, I think, but not in like a snobby, like, oh, the Michael Jordan, the thing. I think like what you like. I like the shoes though as like an accessory and like a statement piece, but I also do want to be comfortable. I have a gold pair I'm taking to Austin with me too that I had gotten for my birthday that are like, I don't know, they're like, you know, the kind that you buy like at a like one of those like Japanese gift stores or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they come from overseas when you order them on Amazon, and I love them. They look like C-3PO sneakers, and they light up, and I'm a sucker for anything like shiny and light up. I probably won't keep them lit up all the time, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, Jonathan Majors. Jeez, it was like having to fan myself every time he was on the screen. So, I loved Freaky. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm glad you guys feel this way. Because if you like Paul Rudd, it's good. If you like, I think it's just one of those movies where, so this is where I would say I think the critic is on the lower side, is that I think we're getting to the point in the MCU where you do have to be following along, but not, I don't mean like you have to have seen every show to really enjoy Ant-Man, but you have to have been watching up to this point the other movies, and I don't think that you need to have seen Loki. I think you understand the idea of a variant. There's no variants in, I mean, spoiler alert, Kang is obviously a variant of a character from Loki, if you haven't watched that yet. But I think if you hadn't seen Loki and you don't know anything about that, I honestly don't think it matters at all to the movie. And just that I feel like in Loki was more the tease about this guy being the MCU villain, sort of a thing. So, but I also think like knowing, like you have to be aware, because they really are like the quantum realm. We're going into the quantum realm. And you kind of already have to know what the quantum realm is in terms of like, yeah, that's where they got Michelle Pfeiffer out of in the last movie, but that's also where they traveled through in Endgame, to be able to travel through time and that sort of thing. So like, there's some things in there where you're like, okay, like you do have to have known some stuff from other movies, but not in a way where it's like, I don't think you have to have just watched any of it. You just have to be like, yeah, I follow along. Like I've watched them. Like, I think the problem with the critics is that this one it doesn't feel like this. For me, it didn't feel like, I didn't feel like it had a to be continued or whatever. I felt like I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's also a part of another story, and it continues the Ant-Man story too as well. And I thought that was really good about doing both of those things. And I think critics can't deal with superhero movies that are continuing stories. I think they don't like it when it's like one singular story, right? Like Wakanda Forever did a good job of being like, it's this contained story that is the bookend to like another part of, you know what I mean? Like, yes, obviously T'Challa and what happens in that is there, but it definitely is like, this story is very much about this. Ant-Man is like this flowing river where it's just this thing where we get to pop in and see a little bit of what's going on right now. And it is about like what's going on with Scott Lang and everything. I just thought it was fun, and I thought it was wacky, and see it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. I wanted to talk about Ant-Man. I wanted to talk about the Loungeflies. I wanted to talk... the poster behind me. This is the Butcher Billy. I think I might have talked about this before, but the Butcher Billy is the artist of this, and they did on the Netflix website. You can get one. There's one for every episode of season 4 of Stranger Things, and the piggyback's going to change soon, so this won't be behind me much longer because I ordered 6 of the 9. So I don't know who's going to be next. I'm either thinking the one for the Rainbow Room, which is like 11, is like in the pool, like kind of upside down, or I might do the Demogorgon one. I love the one where it's like the Descent or something. I can't remember what it's called. The Dive, and it's like Steve up here, but it's like the tentacles coming up. They're all really, really cool. I love Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things to me, if somebody said, what's the type of thing that you'd want to make if you were given an unlimited, if you woke up one day and your dreams had come true and you're now a filmmaker, and what do you want to make? What's your style? What's your thing? I'd be like Stranger Things, something that's kind of real world but heightened fantasy, but has that fantastic element of it too, that's got like a tinge of that horror, like suspense sort of a thing. I just love it. But yeah, I also, you can't really tell, but there's Vecna Pop right there. There's Celia 11 right here. And then this is actually Eddie, my Eddie Funko Pop. I think I showed him off before. And that's my 11 Christmas ornament, but I actually ordered, it's funny because I'm going to Texas on Friday, and I ordered this guy when I was in Texas at my friend's house. I just randomly, because he was watching Stranger Things for the first time, so we like watched it together, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they, I Googled like the Funko on Target, and it like had just come in stock. So I got that for that, and then he sold out. They were like $100 and something on eBay. And I was like, but I like it. I could have just sold it for $100, but I don't know. Then I wouldn't have it, and I like it. I don't know. I like Eddie. Oh, the Vecna you're talking about. I wasn't looking for Vecna. I was looking for the neon pops that they did for Target, which I got. It was the Demogorgon, because the Demogorgon's the best one of these, because it's like, that's kind of what he looks like almost in the upside down. I feel like it's kind of crazy, weird looking. So I was like, I got it. Yeah, I'd hope so someday too. Okay, so here's my dream is someday I move somewhere where basements are a thing again. I need a basement. I think I thrive in a basement. I thrive underground. I'm like a mole person. But I want to do like movie posters, like, and they rotate seasonally, or bi-monthly, I think, like every other month or something. And then put all like the knickknacks and stuff that kind of go with it around that. But I want to do it like flat wall, couch underneath, make it like cozy. But I want that to be like a studio space. So I can do these like live streams down there. We can do video game stuff down there. We can do podcast recording like over there in the corner. Like I just want to design it all to be like a studio space that is also functional for like entertaining, or like somebody wants to sleep over, that sort of a thing. You want to film drink videos? We're filming them over there. Tiny thing, but using all of this stuff. So it's like you walk in and you feel like that same sort of feeling, like if you were to go right now and walk into a Blockbuster. If you had found a Blockbuster right now, that feeling you'd have walking into it? That's what I want it to feel like when you walk into like my room, you know what I mean? And it's hard though, because it is like I feel crushed under the weight of my own things sometimes, especially right now. And so it really is about being like, okay, in a perfect world, perfect room, how would you even be able to display all this? And so some of it's like, well, some of it can rotate, right? But then other stuff is like, even with it all out, it feels like too much. So honest question. Keith is asking an honest question. All the problematic rides and movie scenes that Disney is now trying to change still reside in a park bearing the name of the man who is responsible for those things? I don't understand the question. Do you mean that you feel like, okay, I think maybe I understand what you're asking. Like, the rides are changing, but the name stay, like we keep using that name. No, I mean, I think the reality is the name is not a person. The name is a corporation, and I do believe that people can change, and I want to believe people can change, and I want to believe they can change for the better, and they can see like, oh, this was wrong. I am also one of those people where I was like, it's a different time. It didn't make it right back then, but it's one of those things where you're like, it's like using a fork. You know what I mean? Like you just use a fork because you always have used a fork, and you never stop and think about the fork. And you're like, why this? Why are we using this? How are we using? You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't happen unless somebody sometimes will say, like something triggers you to start thinking about that, right? And like so, that's like nature versus nurture, and then like so. I think I try to always say it to my mother. I'm like, that's why it's important that we make space to be able to have like diverse voices and things like that. And, an ice cream shop has 52, there's how many flavors of ice cream? And you telling me that every day you want to try vanilla? Come on, girl. So I'm like, that's how I like to think about it, is that I just like hearing different perspectives, different stories, different things. But in order to be able to do all those things, enjoy all those things, we've got to be able to make space for it. You want to be able to have a Thai restaurant in your town, you've got to make the space for it, and then you also have to patronize that Thai restaurant, right? It's kind of that same, it's like, I think people do it on like this level where maybe they're not even aware of what they're kind of doing. And so, but then like a lot of people, my mother, can be like a cat cornered sometimes. So when you try to have the actual deeper conversation that I think is essential to have, it kind of gets like, and And so it's kind of like you have to broach it with not everything works for everybody, right? We know that that's true in life, and I think that that's important. And I think, I think it's about getting people. I think people want to. Not everybody. I think there are people who definitely want to learn, want to be better, want to do those things. I mean, I know I do. I always want to learn. I think I was meant to be like a professional. Like I would love it if I could just keep going to school for the rest of my life, but in a way where like my family wouldn't be left with crushing debt after I died. But I love, I like in film, I look at it like when I started going to film school and we really got into the deeper film stuff, it was like a puzzle working backwards. Like, it's like, oh, you love this. Why do you love it? And you're like learning the vocabulary and, kind of breaking down the elements and understanding and being like, maybe it's these things that trigger this for you. Oh, you've always loved, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Well, what is it about The Wrath of Khan? Do you know that the space battle is like kind of supposed to be like a submarine battle, like the stuff like that? Or did you know that in like movies, spirals are supposed to represent descents into madness? So a lot of these like visuals of people climbing spiral staircases or things like that, I just love that breaking down of being like, I didn't know, because it's just like years and years and this layers of things, and it's like that film, all those sort of stuff. Yank that out and apply it to other elements of like society and life and things, and you kind of, like, why are these things that way? Why are these things that way? I don't want to get into it too much because I feel like I always get in trouble whenever we do this. So, Keith, to your point, I'm sorry, you did clarify. Your point was Walt Disney, the man, was not a very good person. Read up on what he referred to. I do understand what you were saying about Walt Disney, and that's the thing. And I think it's a character. I think he even said something about that, where it's more like Walt Disney, like, is not Walt Disney the man, it's Walt Disney the character, right? And so I think that started way back and before, and here we are, So it's like it's hard. It's a thing that I think is always worth like having a conversation about and thinking on, and and looking, just kind of doing your like you said, research and reading, and and then like it's hard because we are a capitalistic society, so it's like when we're happy and enjoying the product, I feel like oftentimes people look other ways, but then also we ourselves as the consumers then create the monsters. You know what I mean? So it's like I think about it. This is going to get really into it. Just on the light topic, I think about Michael Jackson sometimes in terms of this thing where it's very difficult because, I think that his whole life, it's complicated. All that's complicated. But I do think about some stuff where I believe he is a product of what we made him into in some ways, not every way, and I don't know everything about anything that happened, and I can't say whether he did or didn't or whatever or any of that stuff, but I do know that I do enjoy his music, and I do enjoy that aspect of it, and you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, but didn't we as a society create the kind of like the whole thing about it? I don't know. It's just a weird thing. It's for a smarter person than me to really break down, but we vote with our wallets, so more than our ballots. So remember that. Good questions, Keith. Anyway, yeah. I feel like, and it's not just those things. I don't only feel like that about like Walt Disney or Michael Jackson or it's like other stuff. It's just, I don't know. I also think it's important that we have these conversations because I could say something completely wrong and stupid, and at least somebody out here can be like, oh, well, actually, did you know? And like we kind of learn from each other and from each other's experiences about how, I don't know, doesn't that, it makes it feel good. Sometimes you have a conversation and it's going to be an awkward conversation, a conversation that really no one really wants to have, but you need to have it, but, and then once you have it afterwards, it starts to feel better. And I just always say, like, it'll feel awkward, but sometimes it's just weird. Like I think my mom was asking me something about, like, pronouns with somebody, and I was like, Mom, I know it might feel weird to be like, what are your preferred pronouns? And I was like, honestly, if they are somebody who you think is going to want to know it, I don't think you're going to offend them just asking. I asked somebody once where I was like, do you feel offended if somebody asks you your pronouns? And they're like, no, actually, I think it's actually complimentary because it says to me that they're sensitive to that. And I think stuff like that is really, sort of fascinating. I am somebody who's a weird, shy individual, so I am not one to speak on anything to do with social interactions with people or what, anybody's anything. So I can only speak to all that sort of stuff. But, Trey brings up another great figure, Bill Cosby. And by great, I mean example of what we've been talking about, not great. Obviously, not great. But it's hard because that show is an important show for many reasons, and it's like, don't we just want some people that end up being, like, good? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so it's just, I just think it's good. I think it's good that, I think we got a good group of people in here to have these, like, kind of chats to see everybody's, like, sort of perspective on all of that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just, it's the weird, I feel like sometimes it's the New England, I don't know if it's New England, I don't know if it's Irish, I don't know if it's religious, I don't know what it is, where some people are just like, it's just better not to talk about it. And you're like, I don't know. I think you start to heal when you talk about it. I think you start to understand when you talk about stuff. I think, as somebody who definitely suffers with communication issues, I think it's the only way to make it better. And, like, I don't know. It's also a way to, like, let people know you care. I think it's important. I think it makes people softer, more empathetic, and, in the best ways. Like, you just, like, look at things a little bit differently, and it's good, But obviously, we can't. Just because you do that doesn't mean you have the answer to a problem. So, I wanted to talk about the Ampliverse too, and here we are. Jeez, I'm going to be up till like 1 a.m. I'm so sorry this is going on so long. I am going to play this game for at least like one level or like one world or whatever. But the Ampliverse. So if you guys don't know, I did start a website with my good friend RJ called the Ampliverse. I started it 2 years ago, 2421, February 4th, 2021. And we've been working on that. That's a good place where I wanted to create a space that was a safe space to have conversations of things like this. It was really about creating a place where people could just like revel in their fandoms without toxicity, where it was a place where like we could kind of eliminate the gatekeepers and let people just be like, whether you're tiptoeing into something new or you've been in love with something for 30 years, I just wanted it to be that space where you could have that without those like that blah, blah people, who we're all talking about, and just be kind of like, hey, beat it, bozo. And so that's a great place. If you enjoy these conversations, that's the whole idea behind the Ampliverse. And you can check that out, theampliverse.com. I put, like, I think links are in the description of this video. But what's important, so there's a site where people write for the site. There's, like, some fun recipes that, like, for a while they were doing a series where it was, like, someone was doing recipes that were all designed to be, you could make them with SNAP ingredients. So it was people in low-income families or situations and stuff like that could do that, which I thought was really awesome and amazing. And and then there's been some like articles about like what does this mean to me. I think I'm going to do something about Power Rangers for the 30th. So I think I'm going to work on like an essay or something like that. For that would be like, I think I could get it a little more eloquent maybe in writing as opposed to like a video. But we are going to be talking a lot of Power Rangers once that 30th anniversary rolls around in April. That's not the 30th anniversary. That's when the 30th anniversary special airs. The 30th anniversary is actually the end of August. Like August 28th, I believe, is Power Ranger Day, which is an actual day. But yeah, anyway, so, there's podcasts that are a part of that. And it's not all about social issues and things like that. Like, it's just really, if that's what people want to do over there, awesome. But it's also being able to be like, let's talk about Star Wars, but let's talk about the implication about, what does it mean when, what's the message that gets sent when John Boyega's character of Finn ultimately was teased as being this like important person, and that's taken away. But we can't also undermine the importance of what it means for like Daisy Ridley's character of Rey, like being so important to so many little girls or women or anything out there. Like, so it's like stuff like that. If you want to have that discussion, I want you to have that discussion without like lame people popping in and just being like, blah, 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 blah. And this isn't what George Lucas wanted, blah, blah. Shut up. You don't know. You're not George Lucas. And also sometimes like the thing, the art the person creates, once it puts out into the world, that's the whole thing about art, is everybody can see it in any light they see, and it inspires other people. And once it grows, it kind of doesn't, it leaves your control, becomes the world's. Yeah, Power Rangers, 30 years this year, it's crazy. But yeah, I love it. I love Power Rangers. But anyway, that's there. There's podcasts, there's essays, there's YouTube channel. So the thing why I'm saying this is because we hit over 1,000 followers on YouTube, and we also got we reached our threshold of watch hours too. So we've had like 2 monuments over there, and in no small part to my other co-creator RJ, who has had a massive hit with the show. So if you like anything K-pop oriented, him and his husband Adam are like the people to go to. But they have a show right now called that's both an audio podcast and a video podcast. I like the video because I love watching their faces while they talk about it. But it's called Boys Love Boys Planet, and Boys Who Love Boys Planet. Boys Planet is like a competition show that they're watching right now, and I've seen a little bit of it, and it is kind of like I get it. Like I get why they love it so much, but it's doing very well, and he definitely deserves every little bit of success he is getting with that. So I am so proud of them. I'm so happy proud of every creator we've ever had that worked in the Ampliverse and came along and contributed in some way. And so just, congratulations to them. Congratulations to all of us. And thank you everybody in here who's maybe subscribed or has looked at that, and appreciate your support and everything like that. So the best thing about what has happened right now is that this will now allow us to start cycling, or hopefully, to give you a behind the scenes look, is that maybe we can monetize some of the videos. I mean, it won't be, it's not the type of monetization that you could live off of or pay anybody off of, but it will be the type where where we'd be able to pay for the site for the year, or the Zoom or Zencasters that we use, like we'd be able to pay for that, so that could start coming out of the watch money instead of out of our pockets and our creators' pockets. And then after that, then we can start reinvesting in the site, which can then grow. So we are at that point now where the seed is starting to be able to grow, and it's cool. I don't know. It will allow us, I think, to be able to bring. I'd love more creators to join and everything, because it's just about helping people find their platform. We call it the Ampliverse because the design was to use the platform to amplify the voice of, new voices, discovering new worlds, new voices, that whole thing, whatever our catchphrase is, whatever we made up, and all our voices are in it and the thing. So yeah, anyway, that's it. That's what I will be doing. I just thank you everybody for that support. Thank you everybody who tunes into all these videos and everything like that. I do really appreciate you all. I love that you even just let me feel like I'm not going crazy, because you let me get some of these thoughts that rattle around in my brain out here. And so it's nice to just have that conversation, whether we agree or disagree. It's nice to be able to chat for a little bit. So I'm going to play this game for a little bit. Let's keep chatting, but let's talk Mario. Did you all know that Super Mario World is now officially opened in out in California at Universal Hollywood? And I am so jealous because my friend Jill was there yesterday, was there yesterday, and she was sending me like pictures and stuff. Oh no. Oh, okay. The sound is coming through. I panicked for a second. I'm sorry. And it just looks like, I love a land that's like a picturesque everywhere you look. It's just so cool. And oh my God, Keith, you worked on Mr. Rogers? The documentary about I can't remember. Was the documentary called "Won't You Be My Neighbor" or "A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood"? I get that and the Tom Hanks movie mixed up. You also don't know. You don't understand what deep love and affection I have for PBS. Like I am always on. My dream is to one day create some sort of show for PBS. Like I would love if they got involved with some more queer creators and stuff like that, and did different perspectives on some things. But I especially what PBS meant. Watching the documentary about Mr. Rogers, not only is the end like rips me to pieces like emotionally, but I sometimes think that the reason why we're in the state we are is that kids don't have a thing like Mr. Rogers to lock into. Like people got too involved in children's programming, and it's like stuff. Power Rangers was very beneficial to me in my upbringing in terms of being like, they're always in my head. It's like a little do the right thing, help the people that need the help. You know, if you can stand up to the monster, if you have the power to stand up to a monster, you stand up to the monster because it's the right thing to do, you know. But like Mr. Rogers was crazy because I just remember watching that documentary and being like, I had no idea that's even what Mr. Rogers was about like validating that your emotions matter and mean something, and that kids mean something. And I don't know, it's just a fascinating thing to me. But okay, I'm doing this thing where I'm just powering up for a couple of plus sizes because we know it's going to take me a bunch to do this. But no, the documentary is wonderful. If you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. But that is so cool. You know, I'm also obsessed with like Julia Childs. Not quite the same thing, but if you watch Julia on HBO Max, I very much enjoy the first season. Mr. Rogers makes a little cameo at one point. But what's cool, I love that it was all like Boston, and it goes through like that PBS stuff, and I love a good making of sort of show. But yeah, my friends are out, and you have the pool that they put their feet in. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God, Keith, that is incredible. Yeah, I can't. Mr. Rogers is one of those things where you like anything about, like, I get like moved to tears. Tears for fears. I think I'm supposed to like keep using these blocks, right? Isn't that how I don't? Oh, no, dead. Last time we used the key, I think. So this time I think I have to get through without the key. Oh God, no fishies. That's so cool. I love that, like, I don't know. That's got to be very fulfilling, though, to have worked on something like that, too, that, you know, like, had such a, like, you know, maybe not knowing in the time or not, but, like, the impact that something like that had on so many people and what it meant to so many people. It must be cool just to be able to be like, I was kind of there. Like, I worked on this, you know? Yes, always, yes, please. Send me Instagram photos. I love it. I'd love to see that. Didn't he went to Rollins College, I think, here in Florida, I believe, which is cool. My friend Kelly went to Rollins, and I was like, it's just kind of crazy to me. But I mean, his program was in Pennsylvania somewhere. It's so funny, all the connections, because you're like, I think of Craig when I think of, you know, that sort of stuff. But then I think of my friend Kelly because she went to school there. And it's just like, it truly is a small world after all. Yeah, I mean, that's the craziest part about me is that if you have that pool, that's like a thing where I'm like, that music, thank God you took it, that somebody had it, you know? Just, I always think about those moments that are, those things that are kind of lost to history, lost to the storm, you know? The storm of time. I'm getting real deep as I try to just swim through these god-awful sleeping fish. Oh God, we ain't. Oh, we gotta make it. We gotta make it. Oh, no, get that. Get it, girl. Oh, Craig and you are friends? Oh, awesome. Pittsburgh, yeah. I do understand the puppets being a little... That's so cool. Oh, I remember this level. I think also someday I would love to like, okay, if we're talking, I know I said earlier about they were like, what's a dream project? Somebody asked me, they're like, what would you direct? Like, what would you want to direct? And fudge. I think I'd love to like work on a Star Trek sometime. Oh no, girl, she dead. I don't even know how to get. Oh, you are presenting at the Civil Rights Museum. That's amazing. I don't even. I think that's also why I've always like enjoyed Star Trek, where you're like, oh, it's cool, it's like sci-fi, it's fun, like it's nerdy, but it also is like very much like an examination of the human condition, right? Like, I don't know. I love a good look at stuff like that. But then also it's like cool because you're like, yeah, phasers are cool. I watched the first episode of Picard as well. Very much enjoyed the first episode of that. I have enjoyed the show. Like, I know a lot of the reviews say it like starts out strong, the middle gets weird, blah blah blah, and then no one likes the end of any season. Honestly, I enjoy it enough. It's not like it's my favorite. I'm a Voyager gal myself, but like I've heard very good things about like I guess they released the screener for. Okay, well that was a waste for 6 of the 9 episodes I think are in this season. And basically they're like it's excellent, and this is kind of like what people had kind of wanted the whole time. And I don't know, I mean I did watch it, like it was on in my house, like Next Generation, and I've seen all the Next Generation movies, but I'm not like, I don't really know plot lines. I know some stuff from Next Generation, but like I don't know it, you know? You know? Didn't I do a level like this already? Am I crazy? I think the caterpillar level, that's what I'm thinking of. Oh no, sugar. Sugar, these little acorn people. Oh my god, it's all falling apart here. It's all falling apart. Oh, thank you. Hello, where were you 10 minutes ago? My dinosaur friend just went off. It's just fine. Dun 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 dun. Oh. I feel like I saw another movie since we've talked too. Maybe I didn't. I was going to try and continue my Andor watching. Okay, are these just all... This was just a colossal waste of time. Nice, nice. You guys are worth something. Okay, as one of them kills me right now. The hard part with the bubbles is it's because you like think you're gonna like bounce off them. Oh god, my nose is like running. That was gross. I have not seen Twin Peaks. My friend Kim has watched all of Twin Peaks. I prefer sci-fi over medieval fantasy. That's a question here in the chat. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go through this again. This is that level where you have to like beat it a specific way. So I haven't watched Game of Thrones. My problem, yeah, I think I like the potential of what could be, because like medieval fantasy, I don't know, like I don't not like Lord of the Rings, but I don't love Lord of the Rings. Like I'm probably never gonna watch that show. But I probably will someday watch like every Star Trek. I know, before I die. But maybe, I don't know, who knows. People love Deep Space Nine, but I don't know what it is. I think I just don't like that they're not actually out in space. But people say it's like one of the best. But I think also it's like, I love the idea of like, I don't know, something like we're going forward towards something. I don't not like medieval. Oh, for crying out loud. The damn dinosaur went down the thing again. I think that's the thing. I think you have to beat it with Yoshi. One of these is going to be like a... I'm telling you, there's going to be a... I bet it's here. There's going to be... like a vine or something somewhere, right? If anybody knows how to get out of this level like a normal person, please let me know. Not like a normal person, like a successful person. Oh God, oh God. Maybe I missed it over here. Oh God, what are these things anyways? I did all these last time, though. Am I missing a secret in here? Oh, now he's tiny. I have seen some of the Oscar-nominated movies. Oh, yeah, that was the other video I was going to do. So my friend Alyssa, who is one of the most, like, knowledgeable person about movies I have ever met in my entire life, and I just love having conversations and, like, listening to her talk about movies. I think she's just, like... I think she does it in such like a great accessible way that doesn't alienate people. And but she's very, very knowledgeable. And I asked if she'd be interested in like coming on one of these live chats and chit-chatting about the Oscars. And I thought we could do it the week before, and we'll just talk about like all of our picks and everything and what we thought about some of the movies. So I've got to watch more of them. Like, I already told you Everything Everywhere All at Once. But yeah, I was trying the pipes, but I don't think... I am watching The Last of Us on HBO Max. I'm not caught up. I did watch through episode 3, though. And now I've got to like catch up again. So I think that's going to be my airplane. I'm downloading it to watch on the airplane. I'm doing this one more time because really, what's my other option? Wait, what is my other option? Hold on. I should have got Yoshi and then come back in. This level again? Maybe I need Yoshi from here to go in there. This is frustrating. When's my trip to California? I am hoping it will be April like 12th, because I think that's the Muse concert out there that I want to go to. Yoshi. It is a warp pipe. Okay, I'm going back in. Maybe I didn't try them all very well. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, but I did go into... Didn't I go into a warp pipe in this one? Is that the level before this? So hopefully in April. Oh my God, episode 3 was such a good... It was like just such good like storytelling. I don't know. It was so well done. Wait. I'm not trying the warp pipes. There it is. I'm sorry, but Nick Offerman is just one of those people where I'm like, I'll watch anything you ever do. What the French toast? Is there a trick to these? Am I being punked? Okay, but like, is that it? Was that... No! I was like, not again. Not like this. So I'm just curious if we're going to chat about movies for a hot second here. What is everybody's like favorite movie? I mean, it doesn't even have to be. Well, like, what was the best movie you've seen last year? You know what's crazy to me? That the Batman didn't actually get more nominations than it did, because I know it's because it's a superhero movie, but I gotta say there was a lot. Like, the cinematography in that movie was phenomenal. The score of that movie was just next level. So you have got to be joking, Yoshi. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm a little bummed out about that. I really think that nomination of that actress from that movie that they were like, it only made $200,000 in the movie theater, like, to something, I can't remember the name of it, but it's kind of crazy to me. Like, people probably just voted on that without actually seeing the movie. John, where's my warp pipe? Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once was easily like one of my favorite movies in the last like 10 years. It's one of those things where, like Craig said it, where he's like, he saw it and he's like, I'm sad because I'll never make anything as good as this in my entire life. And I was like, I think that's a beautiful thing to say about that movie, Craig, but also don't count yourself short. You're a very talented person. I'm a dreamer and Craig's a realist, but Craig is one of those people that I would, if I ever had an opportunity, I would love to, I would be like, do you want to work on this thing with me? Okay, I'm not playing this game anymore, clearing. Oh my god, Wakanda Forever. I am actually shocked that Wakanda Forever was not nominated for Best Picture. Because honestly, like, I thought maybe it was even better than the first one, right? Like, not better. I mean, it's one of those movies where, like, they can't make it unless he dies. So it's a weird, like, oh, you gotta be joking. The green, John, it's too late now. I'm not in that world no more. What green warp pipe? The one that I literally cleared out right at the end there? Oh, fudge. You have got to be kidding me. All right, back into the other world. Here we go. This is really exciting for everybody. Well, hopefully this gets us a save point. So I can stop and go to bed and get a good night's sleep. Well, at least it saved me halfway. Movies we're looking forward to. That would be a fun conversation to have right now. Cocaine Bear. That's the one coming out this Friday that I'd like to see. I also feel like there was one I didn't see. I still haven't seen Avatar, but I don't really... Avatar's like just not really for me. It's not my jam. So I will see it in a movie theater though, because I'm not a complete heathen. But don't you dare. Scream. No spoilers or no chit-chatty. Oh, you gotta be flipping kidding me. If they kill Gale Weathers in the new Scream movie, I am not watching a Scream movie ever again. But I am very excited for Scream. Scream and there's something else coming out in March. You see the Marvels was pushed back to November too. Oh yeah, duh, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Actually, I'm really like looking forward to that. Did I just save that? Was that a save? Listen, I know Everything Everywhere All at Once isn't going to be a movie for everyone, everywhere, all at once. Nailed it. It is a very high concept movie, and it is a very specific type of storytelling and like humor and thing. And it's, you know, and even if you understand everything that is going on in the movie, it still might be, you might just be like, it's just not your aesthetic. And that, here's the thing, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. What am I supposed to just ride this guy all the time? Hello. Oh my God, come on now. Come on now. You all know how bad my anxiety is. Can you imagine what it feels like right now to be dead? Dead little tiny Mario? Am I supposed to ride that all the way? Don't you do it, mister. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Dang. I saw the trailer for the Marvels at D23, and for somebody like myself who is not a Captain Marvel fan, I don't love the movie. I I don't love Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I mean, she's fine. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. Like, it's like, I love that it was like set in the 90s, but it didn't capture that same sort of like fudge. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I'm just going to keep saying I don't know. Oh, Oppenheimer, yes. I thought that was going to be black and white. So then when that trailer came out that was all in color, I was like, oh, was that a last minute just like change, or? Because I thought for sure I had read that it was filmed, I thought it was going to be filmed in black and white. So I don't know. I hope they didn't just like colorize the trailer to trick people, because that will not go over well. But I will always watch a Christopher Nolan movie. But that cast is fully stocked as well. Guys, this is the worst thing ever. This thing. Oh my gosh. Are you for real? Can you beat it? It's like, don't go too. Anyway. Okay, so D23 is not actually... so the thing that's in Walt Disney World is Destination D, which is D23, but it's not D23. It's not the same thing. It's like a completely different thing. It's that one's definitely just rooted in like history of stuff like that, and so you don't get any of the movie or the entertainment stuff or anything like that. There isn't usually like big park announcements or anything, so it's not the same thing. I'm a convention sort of guy, so I love D23. Like, I will do my best to always be able to attend those even when my job is no longer this, I still want to do that sort of stuff. So it'll be fun. But yeah, I've had great experiences with D23 thus far, and I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, little Mario. I feel like I turn into Mark Wahlberg sometimes when I'm playing this, like, you gotta kid me. I'm gonna yell at you, Mario. Say hello to your mother for me. Oh my god, this is... Oh my god. Yeah, definitely Oppenheimer's an IMAX is an IMAX movie for me. What else? I feel like there's another movie that I constantly keep forgetting about. And I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I saw a preview for a movie today that... Does it have Brie Larson in it? It's who's the person that looks exactly like Natalie Portman? Keira Knightley, and it's Boston Strangler. It's going to be like on Hulu, but I'm going to watch that. You sometimes get nervous though when it's like a 20th century movie that's like on Hulu and you're like, why didn't you put this in the movie theater? It doesn't mean it's less than. It's just one of those where I'm like, is it going to be good? Sometimes it's good. You know what was great that's on Hulu? If you haven't watched it, Palm Springs. That came out during the pandemic, and I really enjoyed it. It's just a good light, it's Groundhog Day in a different way. Like a longer examination at the effects of that sort of being like trapped forever. Fall! Okay, all right. Oh my god. Do I need this anymore? Do I need this? I don't think I need it. No. What the hell? No, Maureen, don't worry. It's not going to be like insane when they have Destination D here. Hey, you guys and gals, everybody. I don't know why I say guys. I signed up for the Disneyland Half Marathon in 2024. What? I tried to do the Dumbo challenge. I didn't even know like Kylie and Craig were signing up for it too, and all these people. And so I am going out there, and I'm going to be doing the Half Marathon, January 2024. Very excited. You gotta be... I almost said the F word. I'm so sorry. Serial Mom. I'm not even kidding, Trey. Literally, I was leaving today and I was like, what's the name of that movie that Trey is always getting us to watch? What's my thoughts on Edward Scissorhands? Oh my God. Talk about a movie that messed me up. Like, I mean, I it's one of those movies where it's just like, it's a beautiful film that is just so, it makes me so sad. Like, I basically hate Anthony Michael Hall because of that one movie. Like, he cannot be redeemed because he's so, I just think like he is, also that's like Anthony Michael Hall right when he's like starting to get bigger, like thicker. It's like steroids Anthony Michael Hall. Whoa, dude. But yeah, I love Edward Scissorhands. I used to watch it all the time as a kid, but I do own it. I actually watched it, I think I watched it during the lockdown was like the last time I watched it because I watched like Beetlejuice and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the other Burton movies of this era. And yeah. So should I step on this? I feel like I shouldn't, right? Okay. We're not going to run through. Oh, thank God. I'm going to step on it now. Oh my God, no. No. No, I just want my thing. No, come on. I'm sorry, Maureen, what were you asking me about? What was I going to vlog? I feel so angry right now. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. The music of Edward Scissorhands is just like gorgeous. It's like haunting. I don't know. I love it. It's also crazy because I love Diane Wiest. It's like, again, I feel like Edward Scissorhands is a perfect movie for the conversation we talked about earlier, where it's like, do we as a society create the monsters? You know what I mean? Warp what was meant to be something else into what we want it to be. And when it doesn't fit what we want it to be, do we turn on it, you know? And it's just like, so many layers to that movie. Also filmed, I think, in like, somewhere down here, like in Davenport, I think, or something, in Florida. But yes, a good movie. Winona Ryder. I'm a Winona fan. I mean, she was in so many, I mean, I guess Beetlejuice, for me, it was Beetlejuice and oh my God, I knew I was going to do it. I panicked. Oh, the Disneyland half? Yeah, I feel like I'm going to do, like, on this channel, I'll vlog my, like, training experience, because I feel like it's part of that thing I was talking about earlier. I'm so angry. Oh, good, Dylan. I'm glad you got the breakfast chimichanga. That's me with Lawrence Fishburne ever since I saw What's Love Got to Do with It. See, for me, my Lawrence Fishburne will always be Morpheus in The Matrix. I'm one of those people, like, I like The Matrix. I like the first one at least. I actually like the second one better, but I don't think the story succeeds in the end, obviously. I gotta rewatch the fourth one. Like, I bought it when it was on, like, super cheap, but I'm like, I hated it, I think. And I get it, the whole point of the movie was supposed to be like, it's self-commentary in the same way that Scream is, but it's like, I don't know. They've done Trinity wrong over and over and over and over again. I feel like that's what they were trying to make up for in it, but I don't know. I definitely like the second one anyways. I just pretend like there's just no end. Okay. This is like one of those things. Oh God. Sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. We're not pushing it, right? We're not pushing it. We're not jumping under. We're not going crazy. We're waiting for that fire. 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 Should I just take this with me? Nope, don't move. Oh my God. Oh my God. Gang, I don't know if I can do this. My tummy is like rumbling like I'm hungry, and I'm like, it's 12:30. I've been doing this for an hour and a half. I was going to do this for 45 minutes. I do still remember what it was like to see the first Matrix. And I remember just being like, I watched it on VHS. I didn't know anything about it. I'd never even seen a preview for it, I don't think. And my mom had like rented the movie or something for us. And I watched it and I was like, I never knew a movie could be like this, like sort of a thing. Like, I was just fascinated with like what it looked like and how they filmed it. Like, I think it's one of those movies. It's like, it's weird kind of sometimes the movies that stick with us, the art that moves with us in those ways. You know what's other movie that I often think about when I was like younger? I was like, how did they film this part? How did they do this? Influenced by The Matrix, Charlie's Angels, the 2001, which I know, like looking back, we're like, oh, it's not a super great movie, you know, and it definitely comes off. You gotta be kidding me. It's like sexist and, you know, the whole point, I think though, is that it's supposed to be like that. But there was a shot of Lucy Liu, and it's like once they're on the island toward the end of the movie, and Lucy Liu's in the attic trying to hack into the Wi-Fi, and I think, I don't know if it's the Thin Man that's up there fighting her or not, Crispin Glover or not, but it's like, I think it is, because it's a scene with her in this bell tower in this tight space, but the camera like moved forward and back, and it was definitely using like a wide angle lens, and it has this like interesting look to it, and I always remember being like, why does this look different than the other? But like wondering like, how did they do this? I just think it's so cool. Like, I don't know. That's another one of those like weird, it's like one of those guilty, like I don't like admitting that's why I, you know, I think like, oh, this movie, but everybody's got an influence everywhere. Like the Super Mario Brothers movie, the original one, is awful, but I still like to watch it every now and then because I watched it when I was a kid and I like some of the aesthetic. Like I like their boots that make them jump, and I think that's why I'm fascinated with high tops, is because I just want them to be thump boots. Good night, Keith. I'll check out those pictures after this. We come to this place for magic. Okay, I'm doing this, and then I'm going to bed. I'm maybe just not going to end up saving this, because I really don't want to stay up much longer. I need to get better. My sleep. What do they call it? Sleep health? Sleep something? Needs to definitely get its ass in gear. But I had a green tea a little later in the night. Caffeine actually doesn't work like that for me, so I'm just saying that just to say it, to sound cool. To sound cool. Like I'm one of those people. Tell me, when are you going to make the big one? I think that was me being Jiminy Glick interviewing Steven Spielberg. Speaking of that, not Steven Spielberg, but Martin Short, I haven't seen Only Murderers in the Building season 2 yet. That's all been on my iPad, and I keep like not watching it. And I want to watch it because I loved the first season. I'm not grabbing those coins anymore. I'm done with this. Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm not saving it. Sorry. We all gotta look behind the curtain. I don't want to do this. I'm turning it off. In fact, I'm shutting it off right now. I don't care. It's okay. It's okay. I'll try again. Now I know the warp pipe is how we get out of there. That's that. Yeah, I have something. I was doing melatonin for a while. It gave me the most insane dreams to help with get the sleep pattern on schedule. And then I have another thing I'm trying right now. But season 2 and 3. Only Murders in the Building, I don't think season 3 came out yet. I think it's only in season 2, but I can't take any of that stuff because my stomach keeps making noises right now. So clearly, I have an empty stomach. Did I just grab a bug? Sure did. Sure did. Thinking it was like a piece of something had fallen. Well, I'm grossed out right now, and I'm trying not to panic. Just dying inside right now. Okay. All right. Oh my God, I have an ingrown hair right here, and it hurts. And it's one of those, and I won't stop playing with it, and I try to pop it, and it's like, oh, I have issues. Oh my God, I touched my face with the bug hand. Ooh. Oh my God. I need to stop. Don't worry. Gross. Oh, I saw Anthony from Queer Eye tonight. I feel like I should have said that earlier. Did I say it earlier? He was talking, he did like a book, like not a reading, but he's like on a book tour or something. So it was like a hour of him just like cooking food and talking, and it was cool. But yeah, anyway, that's that. It was interesting. It was fun. It was good. All right, I am going to go to bed. I think I have to close this out because I know myself too, and I know I won't go to bed immediately after this. Maybe I will. I need to go to bed so that I don't try and eat anything because I'm at that level now. So, but also I have like a really long day tomorrow and Thursday that rolls into Thursday, and I'm leaving for Austin on Friday, and it's like, oh, I need to wake up early to do laundry, unpack, and yeah, because their weather's like right in that in between. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you too. I'm still freaking out. Like, I want to chop my fingers off right now. It was like, you know, one of those like little beetles that gets in where like you open the door for too long. It was probably flying in with a mosquito. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, on that note, thanks everybody. I'm going to see you later. Bye.